Okay, so this sounds a bit conceited, but I'm often complimented on how I come across in social settings. I'm told that I seem confident, I'm very open, and I seem pretty secure in myself. And I think this is because I like to act like my life is a movie and I'm the main character. Always. And not in a everything revolves around me and I could care less about anybody else kind of way, but in a this is my life and I deserve to romanticize it and have fun and feel like I am living the best life possible kind of way. This is really about owning your own narrative and not waiting for anyone's permission to shine like the star you are. So, if you want tips on how to exude that main character energy, keep watching. Hello, my loves, and welcome back. My name is Chelsea, if you don't know, if you're new here. And on this channel, we love to just kiki and talk about self development, self improvement, all things just becoming the best version of yourself so that we can live happy, fruitful lives, all of us together. So, without further ado, the first step to exuding main character energy is to acknowledge everyone you interact with. In my culture, it is instilled in us from birth to acknowledge every single person in a space that we enter. Let's say I enter my home and there's guests. I have to make sure that I say hi to every single person in that room, even if I don't know them, especially if I don't know them, because it's considered a sign of respect. Now, this applies to everything. If you are at a party, for example, and you see somebody that you know that's with other people, instead of you just saying hi to that person that you know, saying hi to your friend, make an effort to acknowledge the people that are around them that are with them as well. Make eye contact with everybody you see there, even if you don't know them, even if you don't plan on having a super long conversation or even exchanging any information. It makes the world of a difference when people are acknowledged. I know for me, I have been in situations where I'm with somebody and they see somebody they know that I don't know, and that person either A, only spoke to them, only acknowledged them, didn't even look in my direction, and I felt a bit of a way about it. Once again, I think this could just be a cultural thing and because it's technically considered disrespect in my culture. But when I have been with people that have seen their friends and those friends made an effort to say hi to me, even just the smallest, like, hey, nice to meet you, hi. I felt better. I felt more secure in myself. I don't know what it was because I don't know. I'm sure you guys have been there too, where you've been in situations where your friend is talking to somebody you don't know and you kind of have to just like stand there awkwardly, like, do I say hi? Do I somewhat listen into their conversation? And I feel like we can avoid that altogether by just like acknowledging everyone we see, no matter what the space is, no matter if we know them or not. And also, on the other end, if you are the friend that is with somebody else and you see someone that you know that doesn't know that friend, make an effort to just be like, hey, nice to see you. This is my friend so and so. It makes the world of a difference and it takes away the awkwardness, but also people remember how you make them feel, especially on a first impression. So let's say I met someone for the first time and they didn't even look in my direction. I'm gonna not feel as inclined to maybe strike up a conversation with them if I do end up seeing them again, as opposed to, me meeting someone for the first time and they just kind of like, even like a little smile, you know what I mean? Even a little smile. It makes a difference. I feel a lot more welcomed to them. I feel like I could build a connection a lot easier, a lot faster with that person, just from the small acknowledgement. So I promise you guys, if you want to exude main character energy, make sure that everybody in your vicinity feels acknowledged at the very least. If they can't feel loved, at least make them feel acknowledged. So, step two to exuding main character energy is to have open body language. People can read your energy through how you present yourself and your body language. For example, crossing your arms. I was in this theater camp years ago, and one of the first things they taught us was the importance of body language. We were all standing in a circle, and I remember the instructor, she was just like, everyone just stand. And some of us were standing like this, some people were kind of like a little bit like, I don't know if you can see me, but just like a little bit more closed off. And some people were just kind of standing more open. And I remember this because I was one of the people that would literally stand like this. And she had said, guys, listen, I understand it's a comfort thing. Sometimes you might be cold. Sometimes you might be just cold. But people can read your energy through your body language. And if you are closed off and you are blocking up your body like this, you are almost signaling to people that you're not open, you don't want to be approached kind of thing. And I know like some of you guys might be thinking, okay, it's a bit of a stretch, but I want you to think about this when you go out in public too. If you are looking around and you see people that are standing, just with their arms by their sides or just with more open body language as opposed to people who are a little bit more closed off. See if you feel like you want to strike up a conversation with person who has like open body language, or person B who's closed off. It makes the world of a difference. And aside from just the arms, can you face your body to certain people? So let's say I'm in a group setting and there's multiple people talking in one conversation, making sure you cheat your body. In theater, of course, they teach you to cheat. If you don't know what that is, it's just making sure that, let's say I'm having a conversation on stage with somebody who's over here, but the audience is over here. The audience needs to see my body. The person I'm having a conversation with needs to see my body as well. So making sure that I'm not facing one way completely, so that somebody's cut off from the conversation, but I'm facing them in the middle, if that makes sense, just so everyone can see your body language. How have you guys been in those situations before where like you're in like a group setting and someone is almost like cutting you off and you are over here and like they've blocked their back towards you? I don't feel like talking to that person. I don't feel very welcomed by that person. I don't know. I think people like you more. I think people just feel they like you more. I've seen it with, like, I have friends that are so open and make sure that everybody they meet they acknowledge, and they try to make sure that they feel included. That's a really big thing, and it makes people drawn to you. I don't know. It makes people more drawn to you. So yeah, don't make sure your back is not to anybody. But also another thing, and it's so basic, just smile. Don't be afraid to smile. And it's not like, I'm not saying you got to be like cheesing at every single person you pass by. That's a bit weird and creepy, I think. But if you are looking around and someone makes eye contact with you, don't be scared to like give them a little, not that, but give them a little smile back. It's nice. It's polite. I'm not saying you got to go become besties with everybody, but a little smile doesn't hurt anybody, and I think it goes a long, 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 long way. Okay, step 3 to exuding main character energy is to remember what people say. And this one is easier said than done because I have so many conversations with so many different people, and I find that sometimes the information does go in one ear and out the other, but that's when I'm not being conscious of what I'm talking about. If you meet someone for the first time and they tell you a personal story or something they're working on or something that just like happened in their life recently, and you remember that and then you see them again and you bring it back up, they're going to be like, OMG, this person is incredible. They actually remembered the conversation that we had. It's weird because you have to realize we're all a little bit selfish. We're all a little bit self-centered, and people want to feel acknowledged and like you listen to them. So if you can show that through, like I said, open body language, acknowledging everybody in the space, and then also remembering what people say, they will feel so much better about themselves. I know I do. I'm not even gonna lie. If I go and I have a conversation with someone and I mentioned like a random detail to them about my life or my week or something, and I see them again and they remember, it's like, oh, you remembered that? That's really sweet. Like you took the time to actually, think about our conversation. And like let the information stay with you. It's really, really kind. I think it's a nice thing to do. So a tip that I got from my mentor recently was, if you are meeting new people and you put them into your contacts, there's that little notes section. Put something in there that they said, that they mentioned, or even, I don't know, like a favorite drink, just something that you might be able to associate with them. So let's say you had a conversation with them and they said they went on vacation recently to Italy. I don't know, right? And you remembered that, it's in your notes. The next time you see them, you can ask them, hey, how was your trip to Italy? They're going to be like, damn, girl, like, you remembered. It's really sweet. Or even they'll say like you can put like a drink order, like their favorite drink order, in their notes. For example, love me an iced chai with oat milk, love me some bubble tea. So if I meet somebody and they remember that that's my favorite drink, I think it's really, really sweet. People feel really nice when you actually listen to them and then follow up on that information. Okay, and finally, step 4 to exuding main character energy is to be comfortable being alone and being comfortable just in your own skin. If you're going outside and either your head is down, your body language is kind of closed off, and you're looking around at everyone, or your face is glued to your phone, people can see that. People can feel your energy, and it's not going to give off main character, babe. It's not. The most magnetic people are the ones that go into spaces not thinking about what other people may think about them, if people are looking at them, what other people have going on. They go there and they are rooted in their energy, and they are just there to have a good time, and they're not concerned about what other people are doing or have going on. Because in their world, as main characters often do, they only worry about themselves and what they came for. And of course, again, not in a selfish way where it's like I'm walking in and I think I'm the best person ever in the world and I'm above anybody else. We're not above anyone, but I just mean it is your life. And if you're not going to act like the main character in it, I don't know who else is going to fill that role for you. So I make sure that whenever I'm walking into a space, an event, a party, even just like a situation where I might not know everybody and I know that I might feel a bit nervous and could default to being self conscious and just trying to be overly socially aware, what I do is I make sure, one, before I even step into a space, big deep breath in and out to just make sure like I've calmed my body down. But I also make sure that I am strutting when I walk in there, and I tell my friends the same thing every time we like walk into a party. I'm like, listen, everybody, when we walk into a space, we act like this is our movie and this is the moment everyone has been waiting for. And not in a way, once again, I'm not like giving people dirty looks or anything, and I'm not like never acknowledging people. But when I walk in to a space, I make sure my shoulders are back, my chest is like proud in some sense, my head is lifted, of course, and then my eyes, I am not looking down, I'm not looking around at everybody and anyone, I'm looking at my path ahead, and I'm just walking and making sure that I feel secure in myself. If you've ever like seen videos of like celebrities in general, but also like look at how Rihanna will walk. You know when like they'll like open the car door for her and like she kind of just like step in and step around and walk around or whatever it is. She is not like glued to her phone, kind of like concerned about if people are looking at her, feeling really, really shy, like none of that business. She is stepping out with confidence. She knows she's in a great outfit. She smells really good. She's walking around, head held high, just living her life. I think you have to act like we have to all I think like go back and act like we don't have our cell phones to be looking at anymore. Pretend there was no cell phone to look at. Look at the world around you. Look at the world around you, and I promise you it does make a difference. I notice it when other people kind of are in public spaces, especially if they're by themselves and they feel so rooted and secure in themselves that they're not even thinking about what anyone is doing, or if anyone's looking at them, they could care less about that stuff. I end up looking at them and I'm so drawn to their energy because I'm like, wow, they really did just like show up and they're so carefree. So see if there's ways for you to embody that energy. Like I said, like when I walk into a space and I'm feeling maybe a little bit shy or nervous, I make sure I just like take a deep breath first, shoulders are back, like chest is up, like eyes up, focused. And I just walk in and make sure that I feel like I'm exuding that energy that I want to give off. Honestly, I feel like most of my tips and my videos are very centered around internal work, and that's absolutely, I still stand for that 100%. But I felt like I wanted to provide a video that had practical tips in it that we can actually use outside, that I find people have been acknowledging. Don't come for me, guys, please, in the comments. I'm not like walking around acting like I'm the best person out here. That's not what it is. But I will say, we all probably get the same compliments all of the time. And some of the acknowledgments and compliments that I've been getting lately are just like I think my energy when I'm in a public space and how people feel when I meet them. So yeah, we should all be acting like the main characters of our lives because it is our movie. It is our show. It's whatever you want it to be, but do not wait for permission to shine and act like the star. Do not wait for big things in your life to happen for you to act like you're important. We are all so important. I want all of us to act like we are the main characters, because if we're all the main character, then we're all on the same level, right? That's really it. That's all I had for you guys today. Let me know if you have any other tips, like practical tips, or even just internal things to exude main character energy or just feel like that person, in the comments below if you have any other tips. And yeah, I love you all so bad. Don't dim your lights. You're all stars. We're all stars together, and I want us to start showing up like it in the real world. Anyways, I love you all so bad. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful week. I love you. I am proud of you. You're doing great, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.